Hey guys, today we're going to change the fuel pump on this 2019 CRF450. I was out at Glen Helen, the bike came to a stop, wouldn't start back up. So it's my first time doing this. Come on the journey with me. All right, to get to the fuel pump, which is under the gas tank, we need to take our seat off first. Okay, you're going to use a 10mm socket to loosen the seat bolt on the left side of the bike. Once you have that done, then you're going to move around to the right side and do the same. Okay, now remove the seat. Next, we're going to need to unbolt the radiator shrouds so that we're able to swivel them up to get to the gas tank easily. Once the bolts have been removed from the radiator shroud, you can now flip it up to gain access to the gas tank. On both sides of the gas tank, there is a mounting bolt that holds the gas tank on. You want to remove that from both sides so we can get the gas tank removed. Remove the second bolt on the other side of the gas tank. There's one last bolt on the top of the gas tank that needs to be removed. You can free the gas tank by lifting it up and pulling forward. Be very careful not to damage your ECU. Okay, now we need to go ahead and disconnect the fuel pump connector, first from the gas tank itself, and then from the bottom of the fuel pump itself. Now you can go ahead and remove the cover from the fuel line to remove the fuel line from the bottom of the gas tank. Now take the tank off the bike. You want to empty the gas that you have in the gas tank back into your gas can. Okay, once you drain the gas out of the fuel tank, we flip it over in a safe spot. And we need to loosen these, what is it, six bolts to get the fuel pump off. But what we should do first is probably mark this ring here so we put it back in the same spot when we put the new fuel pump on, so everything is exactly the way it was. And this is an OEM fuel pump directly from the factory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it. So I'm going to draw a line here like that, a line here like so. Just make sure it's all lined up the way it was. So I see we've got 6 bolts, and let's go ahead and begin to get those loosened up. Okay, really important step before we pull off the fuel pump. We need to release the pressure from the gas tank. So we just flip it on over and we open up. We just take off the gas cap. That will leave the pressure in the tank so that the fuel pump will come off much easier. You slide it out easily, nice and gentle, and there it is. So we want to get this ring off because we're going to need that. Set that aside, and let's take a look. There should be, there's one here and there's also one here. We remove those off the old fuel pump and add them to the new one because they come without it. So let's do that. Once you've cleaned the rubber seals that were on the old fuel pump, you can go ahead and apply them to the new fuel pump. Make sure that you've applied a little grease once you've cleaned them, because seals do dry out, and this also helps to bond the seal from any leaking of gasoline or any fluids if you're using seals for something else on your bike. So we've got that one seated on there pretty good. Yep, fits right in the grooves there. See the grooves? Okay, and we go for the next seal. Here we are, we've already cleaned it and put a little grease on it. And this seal goes right down here. Very gentle with this seal. It's the only one we have. There it is. Got the clean seal on the new fuel pump. And then we have to put this seal on here, one that protects the line that leads the gas. Whatever parts you take off are cleaned before you put them back on. So slide this on, just like that. There we are. Perfect. All right, looking good. Now that we got that cleaned up, we're gonna go ahead and place this ring back on to the fuel pump. And if you notice, there's a notch there. I don't know if you can see the notch right there. That notch fits this piece here. We're gonna get that all lined up. Slides right behind, and there it is. Just notches in. Everything's in perfect spot. And we're gonna gently pivot this lip in there and slide our fuel pump back in place, our new fuel pump back in place. Being tightened, now you want to tighten everything in a cross pattern so that you get everything pressed down securely and evenly. You need to reassemble everything, just work backwards. It's pretty easy to do. And before you bolt the seat on, make sure you clean the air filter. If the fuel pump works that we just put in, the bike should fire right up. All right, guys, we're back in business. I need you to do one thing for me. Subscribe.